got me to start the anti-dog bylaws group was my little sausage dog was brutally attacked by 3 hunting dogs that entered my property, came up to my back door, first of all grabbed my nursing female sausage dog, shook her. We then all rushed outside, including my 84-year-old father. My father attempted to help me grab our female dog. She was then dropped because the little male dog ran outside. He was picked up, brutally shaken, ripped out of my arms. I was dragged up the driveway on my knees with the dog clutched to my chest as strong as I could. I only let go of my little dog when I got a puncture through my hand on my arm, and the final thing that happened to me was the 3rd hunting dog jumped onto my back, I ended up face first in a puddle of mud and water and gravel, and watched him tear my dog apart in front of my eyes, in front of my dad's eyes. Consequently, my teenage daughter, who was studying for year 12, rushed outside. She told me to get footage. She brought my phone. We got footage of these dogs actually doing this to Pancake. They killed him in front of us. Consequently, this year I have tried every single avenue to make a change in Australia, the Northern Territory, because we don't have any laws in place. The rest of Australia does, as Western Australia does, New South Wales, all the other states have laws. I have approached a menagerie of ministers, all the councils in Darwin. I've had a fantastic team of adults working with me vigilantly with our own time, our own money. We have had no particular luck. Some of the councils, such as Palmerston, have tried to make a fair difference, and I submitted them footage of 3 dogs killing my dog. They fined the owner for 1 dog. They won't disclose the amount they fined him. Consequently, freedom of information is withheld from the general public. Everybody is requested to pay their dog registration and rates. The system is not working for the people in Darwin. We are not safe. People are not safe. People don't want to run. People don't want to walk their dog. Our little group started from a bunch of friends, 4 people, to almost 2,000 people within the first 2 weeks. Unbearable pain and suffering that everybody has experienced. And we're not angry at the dogs or a certain breed by any means. We need people to be accountable for their dogs. The owners are the accountable ones, not the dogs themselves. We would like the government, the Northern Territory government, to assist us by implicating a form of justice against the perpetrators that own these dangerous dogs. After 6 months, 7 months of hard, intensive work, we received a letter. It basically stipulated we can do nothing and we won't do nothing. And it was signed from Minister Nicole Manison. The letter came from the Deputy Chief Minister for Police, Fire and Emergency Services, which is Minister Nicole Manison. She has signed it. I know the Minister personally, as I used to work in Parliament House prior to her becoming a Minister. She has addressed the letter to me saying, "Dear Yvette, thank you for your email regarding dangerous dogs and dog attacks, and I thank you for meeting with me to discuss this issue. I apologize for not responding sooner. This letter is dated September. We saw the Minister in March this year. So that is over 6 months it's taken to receive a reply. But I wanted to take the time to properly explore your request. Losing a beloved pet part of a family is never easy, and I'm saddened by the devastating circumstances surrounding the death of Pancake. After looking closely at your request, I've been advised that the powers given to the Northern Territory Police Force under Section 75 of the Summary Offences Act 1923 already surpass the powers of Western Australia Police under the Dog Act of 1976. These are 2 different acts. In the NT, dealing with dangerous dogs is not a core policing function, and where council bylaws exist, which they don't, pursuant to the Local Government Act, the dangerous dogs are matter for individual councils. Prime example of this is the Litchfield Shire Council that fined the owner of 3 hunting dogs that killed my dog. They fined him for 1 dog. These dogs were unregistered. So consequently, people have to fight with the councils. Similarly, in Western Australia, the overarching position in the Dog Act is that dangerous dogs are primarily a matter for local governments. This is a blatant lie, as we have all the evidence that will contradict Minister Manison's statement. After taking this legislative advice on board, I'm satisfied there's a suitable legislative framework to deal with dangerous dogs. I beg to ask what this may be, Minister Manison. However, the Minister for Local Government, which is Minister Chauncey Peach, who has not responded to any of our requests in 6 months, will continue to work with new councils to further improve bylaws to manage cross-council boundary issues for managing dangerous dogs. This is not being done. The only thing the councils have done is registration within the council area of Darwin, which is fantastic, but that doesn't sort out the dangerous dog problem. I appreciate this is not the answer you're hoping for, but please be assured this matters have been carefully looked at. I will also urge you to reach out to the new mayors, aldermen and councils of your relevant local government areas to further discuss your experience and concerns after losing Pancake and the improvements around dog management that you want to see. I will do the same. Again, I thank you for your advocacy and work, and my condolences again for the loss you've suffered. Yours sincerely, Nicole Manison. This is an unacceptable letter, and it has taken 6 months to write. The pain and the suffering that the whole of the Darwin, Palmerston and rural community does not advocate this blatant, written, signed lie. We ask for the suburban population that live in suburbs and pay their rates and taxes and do the right thing just to feel safe within their own neighbourhoods, with their pets and their kids. We haven't got that yet. We approached the Litchfield Shire Council, the Darwin City Council and the Palmerston Council. I spoke to Her Honour Minister for Federal Affairs, Maladiri McCarthy. Unfortunately, she is unable to help us, but she said I should approach the correct chain of command, being through the Northern Territory Government. If nothing prevails, they can step forward. That may have to be our next step, but unfortunately many of us adults have to work full time, or we cannot dedicate our entire life to this cause where we're running against a brick wall and nobody grants us any help. It is really, really, really heartbreaking. The stories we see, the stories we hear, the absolute horror of some of these bites that happen to people, happen to their pets, happen to their kids. It's not okay to live in a society like we're forced to live in.